right, 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Carol Ann Baldwin is here. We're going to talk about your gardens. Carol Ann is a master gardener, and the phone lines are open. This is a full-hour show. It's a great opportunity for you to get some information about how to make your garden better. This morning, good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning, Larry. How are you this morning?
This morning we had 20 science-backed ways to reduce stress, and I was very disappointed that gardening wasn't on here.
Gardening's not on there?
Well, it should be, right?
It is. It really should.
These scientists just picked 20 and missed a big one.
Came up with it, and missed one that's probably healthier than most of those even.
Yeah. Just to de-stress yourself.
Yeah, that's one of the people asked me. Somebody asked me the other day, "Oh, I bet you when you get out of here from work that you don't even want to go in your garden." I said, "You know what? If I am stressed, go put me in a place I can go play and pull weeds and play in the dirt."
Yeah.
I said that will de-stress me faster than about anything. Is to go play in the plants instead of
Do you know how they do it, though? And not that this means anything to anybody, but they measure cortisol levels.
Oh, okay. So a hormone level.
Is that what it is? Is that a hormone? I don't even know what that is.
It's anything that the body produces and such, it's some type of a hormone or chemical that our body releases.
So when something is relaxing, that level goes down.
Goes down,
not up.
Okay.
So I don't know where it goes. What, through the kidney?
It could just that level just.
You pee it out?
Well, you think if you're overexcited, there's a car accident and you happen upon it, or it was right in front of you, and your adrenaline levels go up.
Yeah.
To react to that stress. Well, but once it's all gone past, those adrenaline levels level back out and go back to normal. Same kind of thing. That they'll vary throughout the body, and I guess you may just pee them out. I don't know.
I know.
I'm not sure where they go. Or you sweat and they come out. I don't know.
Well, it's. Can I just use one more thing to kind of connect it to gardening? It says bake something for someone, and I'll just kind of paraphrase it. It says if you bake something for yourself, it's not as therapeutic as if you bake something for everybody at the office, like you're going to put it on the counter out here. It's not the same thing.
Right.
But if I say, I'm going to bake these cookies for Carol Ann.
Because you're picking that person to do something nice
for you.
For.
Yeah.
It's something, not just, and I don't see why it wouldn't be the thing of going, you know what? I'm going to make a plate of cookies to bring to the office next week. Why? Or tomorrow.
I don't understand
Why does
that?
That should be almost because I want to do this for my coworkers or my dear friend. I'm going to bake her favorite pineapple upside down cake, whatever.
Right.
It should be the same thing. Same way, I'm going to go out and pull weeds for my friend.
Pull weeds or pick some flowers.
Or pick some flowers. What about or something. Whatever. They don't get it. They don't understand.
So we need to write them a letter.
Yeah. Write them a letter and add it and put it right at the top of the list that gardening is probably one of the number one stress relievers. And you get fresh air, sunshine, and tomatoes.
I have a theory. People who write psychology, and for Psychology Today, which is where they came from, they live in the city.
But you know what? People in the city also do some gardening.
Maybe they don't, though.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, probably not. They probably got a plastic plant.
Oh, by the way, Robin had a question that I wanted to ask you. Downtown Ocala.
Okay.
There's a couple of places where you can see these pots that are maybe 3 feet tall, let's just say. Okay.
Yeah, big planters.
And they've got pretty flowers coming out of them. Okay, the question is the entire pot filled with dirt or just like 4 or 5 inches at the top?
It could be filled with dirt, but it also could have something that's holding, to where it will drain past there. There could be another layer in there that's holding. I would think that they'd have more than 4 or 5 inches though, because being able to stay moist.
I picked those numbers at random.
Yeah, right. Usually, it would probably have at least maybe a foot.
Okay, but it's not completely.
Soil.
It doesn't need to be.
No, it doesn't have to be, unless you were planting a big tree or shrub. If it's just annuals or even some small, because your roots are going to go down through. But if it's annuals or those kind of things, smaller perennials, those are just going to use that first foot of soil in the ground normally anyhow.
So if the pot itself is made out of something really heavy like concrete.
Right.
Would a tree eventually break would the roots eventually break through the concrete? Oh, they would.
Well, you've seen tree roots lift concrete sidewalks and driveways and stuff, and break up asphalt in the streets.
Yeah.
So eventually it could, and actually just break the pot. I mean, I've seen it break, where they'll tear up plastic pots quick, and the ceramic ones, they'll fracture, or clay or concrete. Concrete, it might take a while longer. Just
it's amazing
unless
though
there's a weak spot.
It's amazing though how just a few, few plants can really make a downtown area look so much better.
Oh, sure. I mean, planters in front of a business just feel a little more welcoming.
Right.
That those kind of things. I know, a few years ago with the, what was the name of that program? It wasn't the Tree City. It was the other one. I keep wanting to say like America the Beautiful, but that's not it. But it was something like that. It was a program that went and it went around through the whole country. So there wasn't just something local, but it was like bringing greenery and beauty into the downtown areas or into communities and things like that. And we did have a lot of planters and things like that down like North Magnolia. There were big hanging baskets that hung off of some of the light poles. And things like that, to where it just felt a little more welcoming, so long as they're maintained and they look okay. That ends up being the
because without
issue.
Maintaining them, they could be the exact opposite.
You start to see. Well, as with anything, a home can be beautiful if the yard is kept and maintained. The home sells, it's empty, and the yard becomes in disrepair. It becomes less valuable or less attractive because it's not kept.
Did you ever see, or have you ever heard? This is an old game, but there was a video game called Resident Evil. Have you ever seen or heard of that movie?
I heard of the movie. I've heard. There is a movie, Resident.
But I was referring to the game. No. So in the game, you are the guy walking through this haunted place, trying to get things, whatever.
To slay evil or something.
And my comment that has to do with gardening and hanging plants specifically is how clever the game makers were in putting like dead plants into these haunted houses.
Oh, okay.
Just to make them a little more haunted looking.
Right.
Just the dead plants do the exact opposite of life plants.
Right. The dead plants make things scarier and more ugly. Kind of thing.
It's like at the Haunted Mansion. They have dead flowers on the tables and stuff.
Here's your bouquet of the roses that are wilted and dead.
Right. Phone line is open. We have to take our first break, believe it or not. We didn't get too far, did we? Gosh, did I waste your time with small talk?
Nah.
The phone line is 622-9622. If you have a question about your garden, there's some cool temperatures moving in Wednesday. Did you hear this?
No.
Really?
I have to bring up my phone.
Let me tell you what it says. I know it's almost hard to believe. It's 87 today with 44% chance of rain.
Okay.
91 tomorrow with partly cloudy skies.
Okay.
And then 75 Thursday.
Wow.
With lows Friday night at 45.
Wow.
What the heck?
It's spring, remember?
Got a little bit of a roller coaster this week.
Yep.
All right, if you want to call Carolyn, we invite you to do that. The number is 622-9622-622-WOCA. Carolyn is here for a full hour, and I already occupied 15 minutes by small talking. So we've got another 45 minutes of real garden talk on the other side. So call in if you have a question or you just want to say hi.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accidents. Times of sun and clouds, breezy and quite warm Tuesday, high 88 to 92. Partly cloudy Tuesday night, low 67 to 71. For Wednesday, times of sun and clouds and hot, the high 90 to 94. Thursday, mostly cloudy and breezy with a shower and thunderstorm or two around, highs in the mid-70s in the north to the mid-80s in the south. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
The NFL alumni is sponsoring a Clays for Kids, a sporting event to benefit the Marion County Children's Charity. The event will take place at the Robinson Ranch in Inglis, Florida on Saturday, April 8th. Call 427-0950 for detailed information. The NFL alumni will provide gift bags, breakfast, lunch, prizes, and drawings throughout the day. Call 427-0950 for detailed information on the Clay for Kids sporting event, hosted by the NFL alumni.
The boom is back. The largest air show in the South is returning to the skies of Lakeland for Sun and Fun 2017, April 4th through 9th. Don't miss out as the U.S. Navy Blue Angels make their return. Witness aerial acrobatics and high-powered performances by some of the world's most incredible aerialists. Walk among historic warbirds on the flight line and explore vintage aircraft in today's modern military fighters, including the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Thunderbolt II Joint Strike Fighter. Great times are waiting that you will not want to miss, including air shows daily. Plus, don't forget to take advantage of the Florida Resident Weekend Special, Saturday, April 8th and Sunday, April 9th. Enjoy 3 shows for the price of 1. View the night air show, including acrobatic flyers, a firework display, and return Sunday for an additional show for free. Make plans now to bring the whole family and feel the boom of sun and fun. For ticket information and showtimes, visit us at flysnf.org.
Here is your 30-second news brief from the source. Governor Rick Scott has removed Aramis Ayala from 22 cases where the death penalty could be an option and replaced her with Ocala State Attorney Brad King. Florida lawmakers are taking aim at the tagu lizard, the lionfish, and pythons. A Senate panel has approved a measure that would eliminate 4 end-of-year exams for high school students that are now required in civics, United States history, geometry, and algebra 2. And that is your news brief from the source, WOCA.
Hi, I'm Big Daddy Don Garlitz, asking you to support adoption by purchasing a Choose Life license plate from your county tag office. You know it costs a lot to give a child life. Many times a woman is forced to make a bad choice because of financial pressures. Help save the lives of the unborn children by aiding women whom choose life instead of abortion. Take a stand for life. Purchase your Choose Life license plate today. For more information, go to chooselife.org or call 352-624-2854.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. 73 degrees here at the studios, and it's not going to get really warm today. 87 is the expected high, but the interesting thing about the forecast is, as we mentioned before,
Thursday's going to be a bit chilly.
It's going to change overnight.
Right.
We do have a phone call.
Oh, fantastic.
Let me make sure I do this right so I don't get a busy signal. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
See, I live over here in Silver Springs near the park, and it's raining here, real rain.
Wow. Don't say it too loud. We don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, I don't want to hold it either because we need it everywhere.
Oh, we sure do. But, yeah, over there, on the shores, you're needing it as well. Yeah, pretty much because of the fires out there in the forest.
Yeah, they had a beauty up there towards St. Anthony here the last couple of days. 700 acres were burning or something.
Yeah.
Thank God the winds were from the south blowing north because it spared us that smoky atmosphere.
Oh, yeah. But, yes, if you're getting rain, woohoo. Lucky you.
Hey,
pass it on. Share it.
Yeah. See, these oriental trees, I don't know if they're Japanese or Chinese. I think they call them bonsai trees.
Oh,
they're little trees.
The little bonsais, yeah. Bonsai, I believe it's called.
Yeah, do you have any experience with those? I might be inheriting one. I don't know if I want to get involved in that. Is there much care to that, or what's the deal on that?
I've never done one. I've always found them to be very fascinating. I would like to do one. Like you say, that is something that you might inherit because they are trees. They have just been manipulated, both their roots and their pruning, to where they are very small. There can be, but I don't think it's not something that you're constantly upkeeping on, meaning that you have to do something to them every week kind of thing, but you do have to replant them. I'm not sure how often, actually. There is a bonsai society in Marion County that might to answer your question better, and I know the extension office would have the phone number, or just Google it, the Marion County Bonsai Society. But they are really, to me, they're really cool. But as I said, are trees. They are actually an outdoor plant. They're not something that has to be babied in the house. They need water, and they actually need a lot more water because they are root pruned and in such tiny containers that you may be watering them much more frequently would be your biggest issue with those. But anything else, it's just the pruning and learning some of the techniques. If yours is the one you may be getting is already mature, it would just be maintaining the shape in which you're seeing it and doing I don't know if they do it annually and it may vary on species of plant, on how often it would be repotted or taken out of the pot, cleaned up on the root system and put back in. So I would probably get a hold of the Bonsai Society.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. See, this little tree, or whatever you want to call it, it's been around for a long, long time. I can remember when I was a much younger person, and it's in like an aquarium type of setting, you know.
Okay.
And it's really interesting. It certainly looks like a real miniature tree, you know. I mean, you would swear it was a tree, you know.
Well, it is. It's just small.
It's just a small tree. How do they get them to do that?
They continually root prune and just pruning the top and such off. That it's one of those. It's an art form that certain plants take to that kind of pruning better than others. A lot of them are already like the ground cover type junipers, and those will take to that, obviously, to staying smaller on that. Sometimes they'll do azaleas, which again, it's a shrub. So keeping that a little bit smaller is not too hard to do. Things like that. Well, not too hard. It is an art form.
Well, that must be like an Asia, a culture thing in Asia, right?
It is. I mean, that is where it comes from. I think it is the Japanese art of bonsai, and it's therapeutic the same way with some of their other the Zen garden kind of things where you have the sand and the stone, and it's just a relaxing. People collect them. It's one of those kind of things that, it's like orchids. People get a real true liking to these, and then they have one that's a juniper, they may have a little Taiwan cherry, they may have an azalea, different things that you can, then collect, and they're outdoor, they can take the climate in which they're suited, outside. They just need to be watered and cared for.
Right. Okay, well, I'll get a hold of the Bonsai Society there. Thank you for telling me that.
Oh, you're
I'm
welcome.
surprised that we have that in town here, and I bet they'll be very helpful.
Oh, they sure will. They sure will.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Robin just came in and told me that there's a tornado warning in our listening area.
Oh,
so
okay.
I got the information from the Weather Service. Let me read it to you. A tornado warning, first of all, this is me paraphrasing. It means that one has been spotted somewhere. So let me read it to you directly. It's from the National Weather Service. In Jacksonville, they have issued a tornado warning for southeastern Alachua County and northwestern Marion County until 9:45 a.m. At 9:20 a.m., which was 3 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Cross Creek, 9 miles west of Citra, moving east at 25 miles per hour. The hazards include the tornado and the quarter-sized hail. Radar indicated rotation, which is why there's a warning. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to rooftops, windows, vehicles will occur. Tree damage is also likely. This dangerous storm will be near Cross Creek around 9:30, which is 6 minutes from now. It'll also be near Citra, Spar, and Anthony around 9:45 a.m. Other locations impacted by this tornadic thunderstorm include McIntosh, Flemington, Burbank, Lowell, Reddick, and Micanopy. And the rest of it says, take cover now, move to the basement or an interior room on the lowest floor or of a sturdy building and avoid windows. If you're outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. So if you're driving in that area, go stop at a Denny's or something.
Go somewhere. Yeah, stay away from the windows. Don't get that window view to watch your car in the parking lot or anything. Go find some place that you'll be
scary.
safe. Yeah,
That's scary,
postpone if you need to get out on the road. If you can, postpone it for a little bit and just let that pass through.
So if you're east of that area, it looks like it's heading west to east. So,
on that northern part of the county. But yeah, everybody be careful out there.
And we do have another phone call. Let's take that call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm calling Carol Ann to ask her if oh goodness, I'm sorry. I hear my echo from the radio. Let me get out here. Okay, there. I wanted to know if she knows how I could possibly propagate my orchid tree. It's about 10 years old, and I have people that would like some cuttings if there's anything that can be done.
Trying to think on that, whether or not it would be better to do what they call air layering, which is they do that a lot with camellias, and that's coming down on a limb maybe 8 or 10 inches or so from the end, and taking a very sharp, like a razor blade knife, and making a cut up into the wood, going the bark almost into that center of the limb, not cutting it off, but you're going to come in there at least about a quarter of the way, and then take a little piece of toothpick to peg that open, a little bit of rooting hormone, dust it up in there, and use the sphagnum moss like you might use for orchids. Get some of that nice, use that nice and moist, wrap that around, a nice ball of that wrapped around, and then covered with plastic wrap, and then covered with aluminum foil, because the aluminum foil will keep that shaded and keep that moist in there. And you give it, so long as the branch still looks green after a couple of weeks, you haven't killed the branch. Give it probably about 4 weeks before you actually open it up and look to see if there's any roots going. If there are, cover it back up, make sure it's still moist, cover it back up, and give it like a couple more weeks till you have some nice roots, and then snip it off below your aluminum foil, and go ahead and pot them up. And you can usually do more than one branch at a time, so that you get your success rate up a little bit.
Right. Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you for the call. Remember, the phone lines are open if you have a question for Carol Ann. That was a very educational one. We all learned from that.
Yeah, and air layering, it sounds complicated. It's not really. I think once you try it once, there's probably even video on YouTube on how to do what's called air layering. But it is taking and cutting, and of course, unless you're watching, the live stream, you're gonna take a razor blade and cut into, or like your X-Acto knife, and cut into the wood in an upward motion. You want to get under that cambium layer, that outer layer, not just the bark, but not all the way into the heart of that plant. And as I said, a little toothpick will hold that little slice open a little bit. The little bit of, you could probably even cotton swab, a little bit of your rooting hormone, whatever you want to call it, and dust up in there the sphagnum moss. Stick that in a bucket while you're getting that all, and get that nice and moist, not drippy or anything. Wrap a nice wad of that around there. You want that good and wet, because it's not going to get any other water. Piece of saran wrap around there, a little Scotch tape if you need it to hold that, to hold that moisture in there. Cover that with aluminum foil, and again, give it a few weeks. If the branch starts to die, okay, that one didn't take, or you cut it a little too deep or something like that.
After the break, maybe you can explain how long we should wait.
Sure.
By the way, speaking of waiting, we have a little break to take, and you do have a phone call, so if you're on the line and you can hear me talking through your phone, as opposed to through your radio, that means you're up next. And if you want to hang on, you're welcome to do that. We'll take a little break, and just real quickly reminding you that there is a tornado warning in effect for about the next 20 minutes. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. World leaders reaching out to the Russian president after yesterday's deadly attack on a subway in St. Petersburg, which killed 14 people. Last night, President Trump offering condolences. The German chancellor and French president discussing ways to boost anti-terrorism cooperation.
There's word this morning from Kyrgyzstan, the former Soviet republic. The Kyrgyz foreign minister saying the attacker was a Russian-born Kyrgyz citizen.
Fox Radio's Simon Owen. All-night celebrations in Chapel Hill for the college basketball national champions.
The North Carolina Tar Heels. They beat the Gonzaga Bulldogs 71-65 to avenge their buzzer-beating loss to Villanova in the championship game last year. Joel Berry II leading the way with 22 points and 6 assists.
Fox Radio's Chris Honig in Phoenix. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Napa know-how.
The Napa Bucket is on sale for $2.99. It's engineered from high-quality plastic, and it comes with a metal handle to make it portable. You're probably thinking, that sounds like any old bucket, but it's not, because regular buckets don't get you 20% off almost anything you put in it. So pick up a Napa Bucket today and get 20% off the parts you need. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Minimum 3 items. Some exclusions apply. Offer good while supplies last.
Remember when a small business needed a landline? Today, landlines are a thing of the past. With Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. On the road, at the beach, or at home, Grasshopper helps you grow your business. Get all the features of a business phone system and the freedom of a cell phone with our iPhone and Android apps. Features include multiple extensions for your team, calls forwarded to your mobile phones, voicemails transcribed and emailed, and so much more. See how it works at grasshopper.com, the entrepreneur's phone system.
Council.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
66% of couples say watching TV together has strengthened their relationship, and 1 in 3 single millennials say they've chosen not to date somebody because of their TV viewing preferences. When your dog is trying to make himself as small as possible, he's trying to disappear because he's uncomfortable. Talking on the phone hands-free while driving is just as distracting and dangerous as using a handheld phone.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Cookies, 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 cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. King Cookie in the Paddock Mall in Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. So next time you're in the mall, stop by King Cookie or call 352-237-2557. KingCookieOcala.com. Customized cookies, cakes, and more. King Cookie.
Eating cookies. We're so happy eating cookies. Cookies!
This is the beat of a normal heart. Now this is the beat of a heart of someone who just snorted or injected or smoked methamphetamine. Why? For a high. And this is what happens to that normal heartbeat. It's irregular, it's racing, it's why it's called speed, and it can do bizarre things to our heads. It can make us aggressive and violent. We can start hallucinating and end up doing some serious damage to people. Call 1-888-8-NO-METH today for more information on methamphetamine. That's 1-888-8-NO-METH.
A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free Florida and America.
All right, 27 minutes before 10 o'clock, before we return to Carol Ann Baldwin, real quickly, there is a tornado warning in effect for right now. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at Joe. The bulletin indicates that the activation does say warning, not watch, which means that a tornado must have been spotted, or at least evidence of one. And I think the evidence is indicated in the radar, which shows rotation. Anyway, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. You want to know where and when. The tornado warning is for southeastern Alachua County. In fact, I was just looking at the map, Carol Ann, and it looks like the whole Alachua County is getting the brunt of most of this. Just part of the northern part of North Marion County is getting this, but specifically the Weather Service says southeastern Alachua, northwestern Marion, and this affects Cross Creek, 9 miles west of Citra, moving east at 25 miles per hour, which would include McIntosh, Flemington, Burbank, Lowell, Reddick, Micanopy, in those areas. All right, you do have somebody waiting patiently to speak to you. Good morning. You're on there with Carol Ann.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Carol Ann.
Hey, son. Yeah.
And I'm just calling in to tell you that National Geographic, I guess I don't know how many years ago, but they did have a big article on the bonsai with a lot of pictures.
Oh, wow.
Showing you that.
Oh, cool.
And I don't know if they go back that far, but you can go and look it up on the computer, I think, going to the National Geographic website.
Go to their archives, sure.
Yeah, and it was very interesting.
So that was this most recent month?
Oh, I have no. It was a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
You'd have to go through the archives and just, I guess, put in bonsai.
Right. Do a keyword search and look up bonsai. Oh, that'd be nice. There you go.
But what I remember about the article is they had a tremendous amount of pictures. And believe it or not, there are some people that take the bonsai and incorporate these plants into their model railroad setup.
Yes.
Things. It was really amazing to see how
Yeah, I have
stuff
seen
that's
that.
done.
I have seen that too, and that really is pretty neat. Yeah, because your villages, your small trees, because everything's to scale, and that is really neat when they do that.
Yeah,
I may have
it
to
is.
look that one up.
It's really carrying a hobby to a new extreme, I think.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, and it shows where you can actually put two different hobbies at times together. If
Yeah.
you're into the model trains and the railroading and things like that, and either yourself or another member of the family into the bonsai and mixing them up.
There you go.
Yep. Cool.
Anyway, I just thought I'd, for the people that really would like to see some, pictures
Oh,
of
yeah.
things. They might even have a video on it. I'm not sure.
Sure. Well,
But the pictures were really phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
I had quite a few of them.
Fantastic.
Plus, naturally, it goes back to the history and everything else that I can remember about it.
Right.
What they do today.
Sure. I think I'm going to be looking that up.
Have a great weekend, and thank you again, WOCA, for the programming, and thank you, Carol Ann, for being there.
Well, thanks, Sonny.
Thank you, Sonny. Always good to hear from you.
Yeah.
I like that idea of the bonsai tree in the railroad thing.
Yeah, and that was actually quite a fad gardening thing that went on, I don't know, 10 years ago maybe, where people were actually doing they were outdoor size. They were a larger scale railroad, and they were building these into their outdoor gardens and then doing the miniatures, or maybe not fully bonsai, but dwarf plants, using the low ground cover junipers pruned up somewhat to be more like trees, using some of the say the ground cover, the purple pixie loropetalum, again done up like that, just somewhat bonsai, but it's in the ground, so it can grow to its full size, but they're automatically dwarf plants anyway. So they looked a little, made more of a thing, but it was actually outdoor. It had your train sets outside in the garden, which was really pretty neat because you're using, your ornamental grasses, things like that.
cool.
People were using rock and things like that to make landscapes and whole things. Only thing with that is unless you're planning on staying in that home forever, that's not a big selling thing. Is here's something for someone else to maintain. I mean, you see so many homes, unfortunately, that someone buys the house and they rip out the landscape because they don't like it. Or they rip out part of it, or because I can't stand that plant, and they change it. But just as something, because I said I would advertise this, I advertised it last week for extension for Nancy Gall, who is the Marion County Extension Office's nutritional agent, I guess is what you would call her, and she has a program coming up beginning on the 12th of April, which is next Wednesday. And it's all about keeping your blood pressure down, or living with a blood pressure or pre-blood pressure, maybe you're borderline, and some different things that they will be going through. It's a 4 afternoon
And it's about
series.
gardening?
No. This is all about blood pressure, how to keep your blood pressure down, and gardening can always work with.
I was thinking maybe it works in with that first
in that whole thing,
Yeah.
but it could if you are a person who does garden. But they're just going through the topics are evaluating your risk for hypertension, building activity into your life, so that could be gardening. The DASH diet, which is balancing minerals, decoding food labels, reforming recipes, and eating out sensibly, which that's hard to do sometimes. If you go out and it's your favorite food, and then you come to find out if you actually read what's how much salt and things like that are in there that maybe you need to be restricting in your diet. How to eat out sensibly. I think we probably all need to learn a little bit about that, but need to RSVP on this. For this it's a 4-week educational series. RSVP by tomorrow, by Wednesday the 5th, and these begin, and they are on Wednesdays the 12th, the 19th, the 26th, and May the 3rd, and it'll be held at the Marion Senior Services Marion Cafe at 1101 Southwest 20th Court. But you can call and RSVP for registration or some more information at 620-3501. and I'm glad to give you some more information. And that's just keeping the pressure down if you've got blood pressure issues, or maybe you're on that borderline.
Take care of that borderline.
Take care of the borderline.
I'm bad with salt. I'm horrible with salt. You know what I've been using lately is the salt that Kathy gave me.
The pink Himalayan salt. Yeah.
I actually like it,
and I think you're using less.
I do think I'm using less.
It's a saltier salt, so you don't need or taste wise.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Same way they say with kosher salt is like that too.
Really? So does that mean if it tastes saltier? Does that mean
you're generally using less?
Okay, but does it taste saltier because there's more sodium in it?
No, I don't think so. Okay. I don't think so.
Huh. I do like it. I'll be honest with you. I do like it. Thank you, Kathy. I thank you. I have to go buy some myself.
And you can.
I have a gift certificate for $20 to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, and I need to give it away. I'm a little premature in asking you to call.
Yeah.
But if you call right now, I'll put your name on it.
Still put your name on it.
And you can have it. There is no a question to answer. Just say, hey. Hey. That's what I got to say.
Hey, yo, give me.
Hey. That's what you got to say. 622-9622. Just call Carolyn and say, hey, Carolyn, hey.
Can we get this? And a couple other things while we've got a minute. We don't, just to remind everybody, mark it on your calendar, is the Master Gardener Spring Plant Sale. This is the Master Gardener one. This is not the big spring festival, which we already had back in March. This is the one where actually the Master Gardeners here in Marion County have propagated plants or grown them up from small starts that we've gotten from Liner Source or I shouldn't mention Liner Source, but other locations. But it's coming up Saturday, May the 13th from 8 to noon. We'll have native plants, herbs and perennials, pollinator plants, hummingbird plants, butterfly plants, which actually those three all sort of go in together. They usually attract one another. Also be fruit trees, ornamental trees, shade trees and shrubs. Rain barrels. If you're after rain barrel, maybe get a rain barrel. Collect some of this rain that we hopefully will begin to get here this summer.
Just put a grid on it. You heard about Robin Squirrel, right?
No, you can't. And that is a problem, especially when you initially put something in that's going to be like that, even if it's something as simple as a kiddie pool. But yeah, if it's free admission. We just ask you no pets, please. We don't want your pets to be hurt or anybody else be hurt by them. And payment is cash or check only. Sorry, we don't do credit cards. I don't know why.
All right. Well. That's our
prerogative. Right.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carolyn.
Good morning, Carolyn. Hey. Oh, you guys are wonderful. I'm driving down 200 and listening to your radio station, and God bless you guys. You guys are making my morning.
Oh,
and I don't need those. Well, I do need the plant tickets, but you know what? I just want to tell you guys you're doing a great job. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. You don't want the gift certificate?
Yeah, take it. I love it. I love it.
Oh, you do want it?
I don't want you to think. I don't want you to think that I'm just calling for them. It's just an excuse to say hello to Carolyn.
Oh, okay.
Well, thank you.
Well, tell me your first name.
David.
David?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you said?
Yep,
okay,
David.
All right, David. I have the certificate here. It'll be waiting for you whenever you want to come pick it up.
Oh, thank you, sir. I'll be there. I'm making a U-turn right now, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, you got it.
Bye, Carolyn.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right, we're up against the break. Let's take that break, and we'll be right back. Wow, the show went so quick today.
It has.
There is still a tornado warning on the Weather Service's website. I'll tell you more on the other side of the break.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accidents. Times of sun and clouds, breezy and quite warm Tuesday, high 88 to 92. Partly cloudy Tuesday night, low 67 to 71. For Wednesday, times of sun and clouds and hot, the high 90 to 94. Thursday, mostly cloudy and breezy with a shower and thunderstorm or two around, highs in the mid-70s in the north to the mid-80s in the south. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Joe Reichel, how are you? What's new?
Well, Jan, Intech is hosting an event on Tuesday, April 11th. If aging is pushing you out of your home, we will tell you how you can push back.
Well, what I'm pushing is 60, so I would love to attend for Palm Garden.
Oh, I'd love to see you there. Be at Intech on Tuesday, April 11th at 10:30. Register by calling 352-351-0114. That's 352-351-0114.
The entire world watched. They watched each step down the rungs of that small ladder, one after another, and waited with great anticipation for that last step.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
At that moment, humanity saw the impossible become the possible. And today, the sky is not the limit. Achievement. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
If you know of a young woman burdened with an unwanted pregnancy, please tell her about the House of One and Faith in Ocala. This free and confidential residence helps pregnant teen girls in a family atmosphere while forming an adoption plan. Part of the Ministry of Family of God Fellowship, the House of One and Faith offers a safe, loving environment. Call 352-687-8895 for more information.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
All right, let's return to Carolyn Baldwin and In the Garden with Carolyn. We're both looking at our devices to help you understand what's going on with the weather right now. If you're out driving and you can't look at your device, don't, because we've got it right here. So you keep your eye on the road. All right, so this is the latest I have here. There was a tornado warning. I don't see that on the written part. However, on their map, they show a red square that goes a little bit closer to Ocala than the last red square, and the legend says the red square means tornado warning. So I'm trying to analyze this here for you a little bit. I'll read it directly. The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Alachua County, west central Putnam County, northeastern Marion County until 10:45 a.m. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. This storm continues to display signs of rotation, and a tornado could form at any time. The locations impacted include Interlochen, Fort McCoy, Citra, Spar, Cross Creek, Orange Springs, Hollister, Reddick, McIntosh, and Hog Valley. So that's the whole thing right there. Ocala is not mentioned. The next one does include St. Augustine, but Ocala is not mentioned. However, like I said, that red little square does kind of...
Right. I guess what it is, you just be alert today. It
Right
looks
now,
like,
yeah.
I mean, I even looked at the radar and, with the projection, going throughout the day. And it looks like we may have some severe thunderstorms, off and on throughout the day. So be careful out there. Remember, we haven't had a lot of rain lately, so these first rains are going to lift any oils that are in the road up to the surface, making the road slippery for the initial several, maybe even 10, 15 minutes of the rains coming down, that it just lifts that up until that actually clears off the streets, down the storm drains. It's something that can make your drive, a little more hazardous. So, increase your following distances. Watch the sky. Be careful out there. We don't want anybody to get hurt.
It's only good news, and I'm an amateur weatherman here, but it looks short-lived. It looks like maybe 2 hours from now it'll all be history. So.
Yeah, it's the one I just looked at looks just following the radar. We're going to have some rain, or the possibility of some rain, and some showers might be heavy throughout the early afternoon. But that's something. But just as something, I'm going to get back onto the lighter side on Master Gardeners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about the plants.
Go back. The plants, and like I said, we went through with the spring plant sale. Another thing is, you've gone to the plant shows, you've seen some plant clinics. You always say, I would love to be a Master Gardener. We have an opportunity, and I mean, we're quite a nice sized group. We're a little over 100 people, with most of us being fairly active, on a regular basis. And there is times for everybody to participate. But it's one of those things, you want to learn more about plants, gardening, and growing things, and you want to learn how to share it, all that information that you can learn with others. Your opportunity to find out about the Master Gardener program is coming up May the 24th. I know that's a month and a half away, but it catches up on us rather quickly. The Master Gardener orientation is that Wednesday, May the 24th from 10 until noon. And this is where you can learn what it takes to become a Master Gardener, including the application process, because it's not just a club that you go, hey, can I be a member? You actually go through training. You are trained through you are trained through the University of Florida programs and things like that here in Marion County. So that you'll learn about the classroom training. What's that going to take? The Master Gardener certification. Yes, we are certified and certifiable once you learn your class. Everything you need to learn. Continuing education, field trips, and monthly meetings, and your volunteer service hour requirements. This will be held at the Marion County Extension Auditorium, which is 2232 Northeast Jacksonville Road. If you want to RSVP or need some more information, you can call over to the Ag Center, 671-8400, or you could email Terry at terry.holt@marioncountyfl.org. And if you've had an interest in becoming, most of us become Master Gardeners actually for a very selfish reason. Teach me, show me, teach me. That's all. I wanted to learn more. That's what I wanted to do, and
probably true for a lot of things.
A lot of things we wanted. It's very selfish reasons. I want to know more, and then once you start to learn more, you're going, oh my God, I want to tell people about it. Right. I want to teach people how to do this. I want to teach people about this, and there's so many different ways you can do that once you become a Master Gardener. Whether or not it's through our plant clinic at the office, the mobile plant clinic that goes around different areas in the community. Today, at 10 o'clock this morning over at the Dunellen Public Library, we will have the satellite plant clinic. We will have Master Gardeners there at the Dunellen Library to answer your gardening questions. And so there's, we got those. We've got plant sales. We have our propagation department where you're learning about propagating by doing propagation.
Right.
And you learn the different techniques between, starting from seeds, starting from cutting, starting air layering, so many different ways of doing things. So if any of this has ever been an interest to you and you've got some time, classes are 1 day a week over a 13-week period, and then putting your volunteer hours. It generally takes most people anywhere between 6 months to a year to finally get your final certification on that. But we welcome folks that are looking for something interesting and love the gardening life.
It comes in handy.
It sure does.
It's handy just knowing you.
Yeah.
Since I don't know what you know, it's handy because I just ask you.
Yeah, that's it. And
what should I do?
And some of us, I won't say some of us. I know some people who have had the issue of that they're that they are the Master Gardener on like their block. And people find out, and next thing you know, people are going, hey, can you tell me how to do this? Hey, can you tell me? And they feel like that doctor at the cocktail party. That's
all anybody ever talks to you about.
Right. That at times or that they seek you out for what you know instead of, Hey,
make you a loaf of bread.
Yeah, hey, I'd like to bake you cookies. Reduce stress here. But that's
that was one of the things. To reduce
yes,
stress,
it was. Yeah, was baking someone else. Yeah,
baking
I remembered. Don't bake somebody else. But couple other those satellite clinics coming. I said Tuesdays at Dunellen, Fridays the Bellevue Library Satellite Plant Clinic. Friday, April the 14th, has the Master the Possibilities series, which is at the Education Center on top of the world, is what is lichen? Lichen, that's one of those plants. Not I liken to eat ice cream, but I liken the stuff that grows on your plants.
Right.
Spanish moss and the ball moss and things like that. These are going to be something that's going to be talked about. Everybody comes in with a stick, and it's usually a dead stick off their plant going, what is this and how do I get rid of it because it's killing my plant? And I look at them, I go, no, your plant is dying for some other reason. That's harmless. And so these are your lichens, your mosses, and things like that.
Can I ask
how to handle it and things. Yeah.
Can I ask you an observational question?
Sure.
Do half of the people listen to you and others disagree with you?
Oh, many of them do go, oh, no, it's killing us. No, I'm sorry. That is not.
They ask you and they don't want to hear the answer.
No, they don't want to hear the answer. Sometimes, yes, the Spanish moss or the ball moss can get to be such a population that it does interfere with leaf production, which can then interfere with photosynthesis. So it does contribute to the decline of a plant. But generally, if the plant is declining for some reason, whether or not it's old age, whether or not it was misplanted in the first place, growing conditions have changed, you've been parking on its root zone for the last 15 years, your volcano mounding, your mulch, something else is going on in that garden sense for around that tree or that shrub, and that's why you're getting those issues. Sometimes they can build up over time, but if it's on there, sometimes you can just cut off the bad spots and keep going.
I'm just always amazed when somebody comes to an expert, asks what to do. Same thing with Matt, talking about your cars. And you get the answer, and
they
then
don't
they
want to
argue with
hear
you.
it.
They argue with you.
They don't, they don't believe you. I had someone the other day going, my veterinarian told me I could get this product and I could put it down and it won't harm my pets. I said, yes, ma'am, you can put that down. You must water it in and allow it to dry, and then it's safe, for your family and your pets. Oh, no, I can't have something like that. They told me that this product I could put down and just walk away and let no, ma'am, the directions tell you to put it down like this. I don't know why he told you that. I said, if you want one that you can put down and your pets can come right out, I would recommend this one. It's a full organic. It's not going to be something that is harmful. But it was like, okay, you want the chemical, but you don't want to. I said, and the husband's got the liquid. I said, well, you apply the liquid and it's allowed to dry. It's safer around your pets. But no, she had to have a granular. So I don't know what they ever got because I figured
nothing.
I'm not going to argue with you if you've got what you have in mind. I'm not going to change your mind.
Bad.
So
what's the expression? You can lead a horse to water.
To water, but you can't make them drink.
That's it.
Yeah. So it's one of those kind of things, or that, or the other one. You can't fix stupid. I don't know.
I like that one.
I mean, you try to educate folks into what's going on, and some people just don't want to listen. So it is one of those kind of things.
Well, Carolyn, always a refreshing part of the week. Thank you for doing what you do.
Oh, my pleasure. And everybody be careful out there.
I was going to say that to you. Where are you heading? Oh, you're heading south.
I'll be heading south, so I'll still be careful too.
Yeah, you're heading away from it.
Yeah.
But if you're out there listening, there is a severe weather alert. Oh, I'll give you details just before we talk to Matt. Thank you, Carolyn.
Thanks, Larry.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.